What it is, y'all, it is your old boy Pilk, and I'm going to be back at you today with more Danmachi. And today we're going to be talking about Heroic Trial. Now, when it comes to Heroic Trial, this one is actually fairly easy. And when it comes to any Heroic Trial, the easiest way you can go into this is to address what the units you're fighting are going to be doing. In this case, we've got Shakti and Kaguya, and they're pretty straightforward, but they do change the game a little bit. So let's go ahead and grab them here. I'm going to go ahead and... Ooh, adventures, not assists. I'm just going to filter this down by Shakti and by Kaguya to make it easier, not Elise. There she is. Bam. So Kaguya is pretty straightforward, like I said. If we go in here, she does a high fire physical attack with alter on counter rate, self plus 2 actions. And then she does a bit of buffing. Now, she does a physical resistance debuff, but it's only 1 turn. So it's really not that terrifying. Like, she might spam that attack, and it is going to affect how much damage we take. But I'm going to be real, I haven't had any problems with units just running Breastplate. And that's even at EX. So, I'm not worried about her. Shakti is the one that really changes the game for us. Okay? Fast, physical resist. All allies physical resist plus 40%. Damage received attack all targets minus 20%. That tells us 2 things. We want to use magic units, and we want to use single targets. Since there's only 2 foes, single target is super easy to get away with. And we just want to use our best magic units. She also goes down here in foes, strength minus 40%. So just in case you were still thinking, I can get away with physical team, don't even try it. Use a magic team. I'll show you the team I'm using. And yes, this is a really, really, really good team. But I suspect you could probably build something similar. So I'm actually going to, first of all, make sure that everybody gets, so armor, I'm going to give them the highest defense as possible. Everybody's getting breastplates. But per usual, I'm going to go ahead and give Line the swap anklet. And the reason I'm going to do that is because we don't really need her in the fight. But having that SA gauge charge is going to help us end this a lot faster. Now, I do have Lyra on the team. Lyra is going to be really useful for her debuff, so I'm going to be real. I don't actually think I need them. So actually, she does fast magic resist minus 35%, so that magic resist is actually higher than any of the other magic resistance debuffs we've got. So we're going to throw it on there. Now, there are other metrics we could use. We could lower guard rate and things like that, but I really feel like that extra 5% is going to be useful. So that's kind of what I'm going with. What am I doing here? I'm really messing this up. Bam. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and put on the revolving amulet. So both Lyra and Line both have the swap anklets now. So let's go ahead and jump in. Now, before I do that, I'm going to address the team here real quick. The one thing you want to be really careful of. So if you have the new Water Riveria, she is amazing. But to get the maximum damage out of her, you need to be really cautious. Because on her SA, Alter Water Magic Attack damage plus 70% per each self-water attack or water attack buff. Now, that includes assists. And because of that, we're running the free-to-play Gift Goddess Hestia. She only does 10% water attack damage. That's kind of the best I've got currently. And since she's max limit broken, she's got better stats than some of the other units that have +1, +2. Now, bear in mind, that's 70%. Water Riv buffs herself, 100%. So that's going to be 170%. Add to that another 80% because of Hestia's buff. That is going to get ridiculous. And then add to that another 100% because of Haruhime's magic. Water Riv is going to tear this event absolutely apart. So, now I do believe that Shakti has a bit of water resistance, but she does not have fire resistance. And so, because of that reason, this Riv does Alter Fire magic attack damage plus 50% per each self magic and fire attack damage buff. So, each magic buff gives her 50%. She's going to have a magic buff from both either herself or Haruhime, depending on how we do this. And she's going to have a magic buff from the assists. She's also going to have a fire buff from the assist and a fire buff from herself. She's going to literally have 200% attack damage. I believe in our math last night, we actually worked it out so Fire Riv can actually hit harder. So what we're going to do is we're going to use this Hephaestus here. She does water, she does fire and water attack damage plus 10%. I forgot she does water. So I really don't need to even run. I could run a different unit, but that's fine. I'm going to run with this. I forgot she did water as well. So that's going to be super handy. So let's go ahead and jump in. I'm really regretting putting Gift Goddess on here, but let's just go ahead and jump in and do this, and because I'm running out of time, unfortunately. All right. I'm going to target Shakti because Shakti is the one doing all the buffs. So getting her out of the way fastest is going to be the most useful. Okay. Now, it is worth noting, she only has magic resistance minus 20%. She doesn't have any other resistances. And Kaguya actually is weak to water. So our water attack damages are going to be way more effective on her. Even though most of our units are light, that's going to be fine. Water Riv's going to definitely, most of our units are fire. Water Riv is still going to do her job. So we're going to go ahead and come out of the gate with a debuff. We're going to buff everybody up. We're going to do the 33% SA gauge charge with Line, and notice we have the 33% from Finn as well. When Line leaves, that means the front three are going to have 33%. And then per usual, because I have Casino Seer Maxima broken, I'm going to use her on the final unit coming in on that bell. And that's just going to give us a lot more SA gauge charge. You don't necessarily need to go with that build. It's just a build that ends this a lot faster. And I mean a lot faster. So if you have the ability to do that, great. If you don't have the ability to do that, you're fine. Just put whatever buffs you can on there. Just be really mindful. And putting debuffs on there would actually be really handy. More I think about it, the free-to-play Aina would be a great choice for my Riveria. And only because I forgot Hephaestus did the other buff. That's fine. That's fine. We're still going to kill this real quickly. All right. So we're going to do our next round of buffing. And we're going to do Lyra's debuff. That 35% magic debuff is going to help out drastically. So while my other units do have some semblance of debuff, the extra 5% is going to help us finish this a lot quicker. All right. So we do have a single SA. I'm going to go ahead and do Haruhime's SA just to get that out there right now. And I'm going to go ahead and do our last rounds here. Get our main attacks up. And remember, Haruhime's SA is going to heal everybody else. So while we did take some big hits, it's basically going to let us kind of heal those up a little faster. There is something to be said for waiting for a double SA or a triple SA. I really feel like I'm going to wait for a double SA for double Rivs. So there we go. And we're all healed up. Good times. Now, you will notice we did take a good amount of damage there at the beginning, and Bell himself is actually taking a good amount of damage. But notice how quickly we're killing Shakti. That's why we're focusing on Shakti. Once she's gone, the debuffs are gone. So then we can just focus on taking out Kaguya at our leisure. So let's go ahead and do Yosuga, and we're going to do our main attacks here. Now, I believe, yes, additional Frozen Orb is running out on Riv, so I'm going to reset Frozen Orb. Nobody else has additional attacks. So let's go ahead and just get into our main attack with Bell and keep spamming our main attack with Fire Riv. And turn 5, I think we're going to kill Shakti. Let's see. Shakti gone? Not quite. Not quite. Alright, so turn 6 Shakti is most certainly just old news. I'm going to go ahead and do Sheikah with Haruhime because I want to get a little bit more penetration rate out of our units. And funny enough, since Kaguya is weak to water, I'm going to go ahead and do a single target. Do a single SA with her because the fires aren't going to do as much. And I really kind of wish I had debuffed water a little more because this would have probably been done turn 6. It's a thing, guys. Sometimes there's a little trial and error involved in here. And bear in mind, I'm aware my units are max limit broken. My units are like really flippin' good. That's because these are two teams that I've worked on a lot. So I'm not expecting you guys to have this team necessarily. But notice we killed that, what was that, turn 6 or turn 7? I don't remember. Utterly destroyed this event. So if you've got magic units that are even like a fraction as good as mine, and you remember to debuff properly, you'll be able to kill this really quickly. So I'm just going to go ahead and run through here and do one more. But while I'm doing that, I'm going to let you guys go because there's really nothing more that needs to be said. We're just going to destroy this, and I'm going to get a few points and go after my bonds. Now, the one question people have had here is, which bond do I go after? And my answer for that is always going to be the assist. The only exception to that, the only exception to the assist bond on there would be as if you just didn't pull that unit, or that unit is like +1/+2, and you're about to MLB one of the adventurers. If you plan to MLB these assists, and all the assists we've gotten at this point have been really, really, really good. If you plan to MLB these assists at some point, do bear in mind, and I've talked about this a lot, but I'm going to just drive it home, assist star bonds are extremely expensive to come by. They are 1,500 gnome tickets versus adventures that are 1,000 gnome tickets. So if you plan to MLB the assists, 100% try to do the assist bond if at all possible. Now again, if it's the difference between max limit breaking an adventurer and, I don't know, getting +1 or +2 on the assist, I understand the decision at that point, but you got to consider the cost of your star bond as well. So do bear all that in mind. But for now, that's gonna be the video. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments section down below. Like, comment, and share. I'll catch you guys on the next one.